I know I said that it would only be 2 videos. I kind of lied, and I kind of didn't lie. Here's another video. I'm only going to spend a very short amount of time on it, and the rest of the time is just for gloating, I guess. I don't want to gloat. Uh, it's like a partial gloat slash collection update video, because I haven't done one in a while. I have more collection update videos coming, by the way. But yeah, like, I mean, if you haven't come across a cracked disc, or I don't mean like you cracking the disc on your own. I mean as far as like buying games from sellers. I mean, is there really nobody that's never bought a bad disc from a seller? If you have, how was it bad? Don't tell me the only thing bad about it was really scratched up. I mean, because come on, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, but I've bought some games from sellers that were cracked. I don't know if I told this story or not. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I'll tell it again. When I first bought my when I bought my first copy of Okami for the PS2, this is no freaking lie. This is some Exorcist stuff. Believe me or not, I don't really care. Uh, the disc, I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they used, whether they used glue or whatever. The inner ring of the disc was pushed out. It looked like a little volcano. It was like pushed out to the point where you couldn't see in a straight line. You had to look over the hump, which was the ring of the disc. And the disc was actually, when you open it up, it was actually levitating. Like, it was in place, but the edges were not touching this part of the case at all. And that was probably the worst one I'd ever seen. And now, I don't know where that came from. I have no idea. But, you know, since encountering that, and that's the thing, when I first encountered that problem, I didn't encounter, I had yet to encounter games cracking in some PS2s naturally, you know, like natural cracks, or, you know, I call it a natural crack. What happened to me? Because it started off small, then it grew. This one was like some extra stuff. Like the disc, the ring of the disc was pushed like out, and it was levitating while snapped in place. Like, you could snap it in place, but like, I will not explain it. In short, like when I put it inside my Slim PS2, I could barely close my Slim PS2 because the disc it was it was levitating, you know, at a point. The edges of the disc were levitating to a point where they weren't supposed. They reached the point where where they weren't supposed to reach, I guess. Like this little hump right here, they were probably level with this hump or whatever. That's the worst I've ever seen. And yeah, excuse me. Now on to other things, because my channel started off as just a collection channel. I always wanted to do Let's Plays. I eventually moved on to that. But yeah, it's time for some updates. What have I been doing? Buying games. I've been buying a lot of handheld games. I'm really happy that 360 and the PS3 are slowing down production, if not ceasing production altogether. They're not ceasing, but if you ever buy a release schedule from GameStop, you can take a look at the list. And yeah, so that's what I've been waiting for since the start. Because when I first started collecting, I was collecting for so many different systems: Nintendo DS, the PSP, the PS2, the PS3, original Xbox 360, the GameCube, the Wii. It was too much. I don't know how I survived those years, but I did. And yeah, what I've been doing now is just updating my collection. Games that I have my eye on. I just started my Armored Core collection. Finally, because I want to have all the mech games. And let me bring this out real quick. I'll probably buy the new ones as well for the 360 and PS3, or the more recent ones. The only one I don't have yet is Ninebreaker. I have Armored Core 2. I think I have 2 copies of this. And you know me, I like to have 2 copies. I like to have insurance copies or whatever. So 2 copies of that. These games are pretty cheap online. Probably the most expensive one would probably be Nexus, which is a 2-disc game. But I'm very, very close, I think, to having all of the mech-based games for the 6th generation. Just about the only one I don't have, or probably will never ever have or get, is Steel Battalion. I don't really care for that game. I mean, it looks okay, but it's not something that I would play. I may like experiment with it or test it out or whatever, but I can't keep that right there. No space for it, and not really much of an interest for it. Because like I said, I don't collect games just to collect. I like to collect games that I have an interest in playing. Armored Core 3. I'm still working on second copies of Armored Core 2. A tip, a buyer's tip, if you ask me. If you're the type of person that cares about disc presentability or presentation, never really buy from someone that says that the disc has been professionally cleaned or professionally resurfaced. I hate that right there. You see the edge right there? See that little white stuff? The presentation is just not that great. And the disc is okay, but I'm definitely buying a second or third copy because all of these games are cheap except for Silent Line, Nexus, and maybe the last Raven. Yeah, Silent Line. I'm getting a second copy of this as well. My first copy, thank God, was actually very good condition. And I'm the kind of person to where once I get the original case and disc for a game, even if the disc is in bad shape, if I have the case and the booklet already, you know, the battle's halfway won. All I need to do now is just shop for a decent copy of the game. Last Raven, which I'm working on getting a second copy of. Nexus, this is actually a 2-disc game. I have second copies of this as well, but I want a third copy just to make sure. I want to end this series on a good note. The only game I don't have so far, which I'm getting in a very short amount of time, is Ninebreaker. So yeah, I've been collecting those. I've been trying to refine my Koei collection, just clean it up some. I have all of the Koei games for the 6th generation, not just PS2, but for the 6th generation. I don't have the horse racing games. I'm not buying the horse racing games. I could care less about the horse racing games. Maybe I'll get them, but I don't have no intentions on playing them, so maybe I won't get them. So, but the games I want to show you are all the games that matter to me with Koei. Coliseum. I have 2 copies of this, by the way. Yeah. Here's all the Koei games that matter to me. Starting with Dynasty Warriors 2, going all the way down to the Castle games, to the Romance of the Three Kingdom game, to the Romance of the Three Kingdom games. Man, try saying that 3 times fast. Nobunaga's Ambition, and then they're known for some little warship simulators like PTO4. These games are actually made by a company called Micro Cabin. I'm guessing Koei owns them. But yeah, there's PTO4, there's Naval Ops Commander, there's Naval Ops Warship. Naval Ops Commander, no, Naval Ops Warship Gunner, sorry. And there's Naval Ops, or there's Warship Gunner 2. And there's Crimson Sea, and then there's Mystic Heroes. And I'm about out of time. So I'll make another video real quick. I'll see you guys on that one.